Well, hello everybody. It's April 10th. Hopefully you can hear me above this fan out here in the hoop house. It's called a box fan, and the things are designed to be used in a home. You place them in a window or whatever to increase circulation of air and cool things down. It's very noisy. This hoop house is about 200 feet from my house, and if I listen very carefully I can hear it from up at the house when I come outside. So I can't imagine what one of these things would be like inside. Anyway, just wanted to show you what I'm up to today. Pretty soon I'm going to be sowing some seeds in here in trays, cool weather crops, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, maybe some lettuce. Anyway, I'll show you that in a minute, but I wanted to show you how things are developing in here. Those are the two romaine lettuce plants that I transplanted in here 20th or 21st of March, and we've had weather down to, I think one night went down to -6. I had them under spun bonded row cover or fleece if you're from Europe or Australia, New Zealand. I guess they call the same product fleece there. Anyway, they survived quite nicely and seem to be growing. Next to that are the kale plants, variety winter boar, that overwintered. There are 5. They all overwintered. 4 of them, the tops, survived the winter and are growing very well, along with some side shoots coming out. And as you can see, that one in behind there, the top died on it, but the plant is alive. There's lots of side shoots, so I think what I'm going to do is prune it down to the first side shoot there. And these are the peas, planted the last day of winter, March 19th. Again, they've been under the they've been under the fleece. I can't think of what you call it anymore. They've done quite well. They're up and leaved out and quite thickly, as you can see, but that was intentional. I'm hoping that the thicker they are, they will support each other as they grow up. They're a bush type pea. They're not meant to be a tall pea, and they're meant to be an early season one, so pleased with that. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm up to with the seed planting. Those are the shallots. I took them back in the house when that cold weather arrived again. I was worried about losing them. And they've been back just sitting in front of a glass window. Not under lights again or anything, but they're back out here now and hopefully out to stay. The reason I'm going to be planting seeds in here today for the cool weather crops is our weather forecast for the next week isn't giving anything down to freezing again, down to 4 or 5 degrees overnight and up to 12 or so degrees in the daytime, so it'll be much warmer in here in the hoop house. So hopefully they're out to stay this time. Well, assuming that you didn't need to see me place each seed, I've already planted the seed, and under each one of these little headstones here is a different variety of cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, lettuce, except for romaine lettuce, and I've planted 2 rows of the romaine because I really like the romaine lettuce. Anyway, I was very careful. Each one of these cells, there are 5 cells in a row. I put 1 seed in each cell to double up on this experiment. Number 1, to see whether or not it's early enough or late enough, however you want to word it, that I can plant out here, if it's warm enough yet. And number 2, to see the germination rate on my seeds, because some of my seed packets are a few years old, so I want to make sure that I've got good germination. These will be more than enough for my own use. I will be starting more seeds if this is successful very quickly now, because I do plan to have a charity plant sale later in the spring. So, at any rate, they will be covered up with little plastic domes. Potting mix, Pro Mix, that I used was already moist enough that I haven't put any additional water on them. It should happen to look like it's drying out, I'll water them, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. April the 10th, seeds planted. We'll see what happens for germination. Well, if you can see that darker spot just the other side of my overwintered kohlrabi, I put in a couple of short rows of radishes. One is a Chinese radish called April Cross. It's a white radish, similar I think to a Japanese daikon. It says it'll grow 16 inches long. Well, it won't do that in here. The soil's not that deep. And the other is a red radish called Rebel. They both should, I think, come up in the temperatures that we've got in here now. Just a little quick look over the other side of the hoop post here. You can see that. That is the garlic, 2 varieties of garlic. It's up and doing quite well. And the final thing that I'll show you before I shut this down is, once again, the plant cam is working at filming my tulips here. They've grown nicely, and if I look down inside the leaves I can see blossom buds starting to come up, so hopefully before the end of April we'll have some tulips in bloom in here. Thank you for watching.